What is going on, everybody? I am the FD Guru, bringing to you guys a Wednesday MLB edition of my DFS podcast. As usual, I will be talking about the main slate as we trickle down to the end of the regular season for MLB. The last day, I think, is on Sunday, as the playoffs always start at the beginning of October. We'll have playoff memberships obviously available. Interesting slate tonight. Not a ton of weather to worry about on the main slate. We do have 5 early games starting at 6:10 Eastern. Obviously, I will be playing that slate. And then we have 3 games in the after-hours slate. So a similar format and outlook of slates as yesterday. We have a couple of stud pitchers that look really good tonight and one really, really cheap pitcher that is worth rostering on your teams. I will talk about that in this video. As usual, a pitcher. I'm going to talk about a few pitchers. 2 infield and 2 outfield value plays using FanDuel salaries. We swept the main slate board last night. The early and after hours slates did not do so hot. After hours looked great until Juan Soto hit 2 homers and we didn't have him. We had Tatis and Alvarez instead, and they ended up, I think, going 0-for. So look for better non-main slate results tonight, and let's duplicate the main slate tonight. So for pitcher, you can spend up Pablo Lopez, Garrett Cole. Both of them look fantastic. I like Lopez a little bit more. He's a huge favorite at home. Garrett Cole's matchup is definitely harder on the road against Toronto. Although Cole is a better pitcher than Lopez, by far, on paper, has the better matchup at home and against one of the worst teams in the MLB in the Oakland Athletics. So Lopez, 11,300. We can expect him to get anywhere from 35 to 50 fantasy points tonight. He's averaging 38 on the year. Lopez definitely looks good on tonight's slate. The problem is spending up on Lopez or Cole, you can't really get into that Coors Field game for the Dodgers. It's a 12.5 over-under. They're huge favorites. Obviously, the Dodgers, one of the best hitting teams, is something you want to focus on when they're at Coors Field. So one pitcher you could go with, I'm going to have to decide what I'm doing later because it's 2 completely different strategies. You could go all the way down to the Cardinals pitcher, Zach Thompson. He is 5,900 on the road against the Brewers. It's a pretty low over-under tonight with Wade Miley against Zach Thompson. The Brewers are slight favorites, but it's only like a 7.5 over-under. 5,900 is an extremely cheap price on Zach Thompson, especially when we've seen him. He's not like a long reliever. He's not a guy who gets, only a couple of innings, which is what they usually do at 5,900. This guy can go 5 to 7 innings. All he has to do is not get blown up. His game log is pretty damn good. The start of the season, it was really bad, and now they're starting to stretch him out longer. The Cardinals are out of the playoff contention, so they might want to see what their young guy can do in longer stints. As you can see in the last 7 starts, they've given him the opportunity to go 5 or more innings. At 5,900, the guy only needs not even 20 fantasy points. I mean, Ronald Acuna is almost priced the same amount as Zach Thompson as a pitcher, so it's actually insane. The Brewers don't scare me too much. Their best hitter, Yelich, is a lefty, so we'll see a lefty-lefty matchup. Again, he only needs, if he hits 20 or more than 20 fantasy points, that's a huge win. And even if he gets 15, it's not going to sink your lineup, especially due to the price. You'll be able to have Braves, you'll be able to have Dodgers at Coors Field. It's certainly worth a look. A lot of projections I've looked at right now so far today have Zach Thompson as the best value dollar for dollar pitcher. So, something to keep in mind. He has 4 or more strikeouts in every game but 1 since August 6th. So I'm feeling pretty good about this price on Zach Thompson. For the infield, we'll try to get a little cheap in case you want Lopez or Cole, other than Freddie Freeman, who's 4,700, projected the most fantasy points on tonight's slate. Lefty-righty matchup against Noah Davis. Davis has an 8.7 ERA. There's not much to say here. Freddie Freeman, one of the best hitters in the league. He's a doubles machine. Coors Field is going to do him well. He hit a homer yesterday. He's 3 for 8 in his 8 at-bats at Coors Field so far. He should do some damage tonight for sure. Definitely my favorite spend up as a hitter tonight. For the infield, for my second infield play, the Twins put up a crooked number last night. Let's look to target them again against the Athletics. Donovan Solano should find himself batting atop of this lineup anywhere from 1 to 3. He usually does these days. 2,600 is a great price on him. He went 4 for 4 yesterday. I find it hard to believe that they take him out of the lineup after going 4 for 4. You got Joey Estes on the mound for the Athletics, who has a 9.6 ERA right now. I think it's pretty limited action, but the Twins are like almost minus 300 favorites tonight. So Solano looks good as long as he's atop of that lineup. He can also play 3 different infield positions on FanDuel, first, second, and third, which is always a pro when picking a guy. For the outfield, probably the best cheap play in that Coors Field game for the Dodgers. David Peralta is only priced at $2,900. He should be batting 5th or 6th. Him and Jason Hayward are basically the same player for the Dodgers this year. They're, older veteran lefties. They bat next to each other usually. Whenever there's a righty on the mound, they're going to be batting 5-6 or 6-7, and they're usually pretty well priced. And, with the top of this Dodgers lineup, Mookie, Freddie, Will Smith, Max Muncy, JD Martinez, these guys get on base for the end of this Dodgers lineup. So Peralta, if he's batting 6th, he should have plenty of opportunities to drive in runs tonight. It's a great price. He shouldn't be under 3,000. He went 1 for 6 yesterday, but he still scored points, 13.2 fantasy points, batting 260 on the year. I don't mind it. Saves you some money while still getting some exposure to that Coors Field game. Then my last play will go back to the Twins. Max Kepler's pretty hot as of late. He hasn't gotten a 0 since September 10th, so it's been about 3 weeks since he's gotten a 0. So his game log looks great. A lot of double-digit fantasy performances in that time span. 2,900, good matchup here. Good price. Lefty-righty matchup against Estes. Twins are another good team to target tonight. I think they scored 11 runs against the A's last night. Look for them to put up more runs tonight at home. That'll do it for this video, guys. Let's get after this main slate tonight once again and crush it like last night. Let's have a nice early-only slate and after-hours slate. We're running towards the end of the MLB season. Starting to think about NBA as we just saw Damian Lillard get traded to the Bucks in that blockbuster Wojnarowski bomb tweet right before I started this video. So we'll start looking towards the MLB playoffs in a week, and keep that focus on NFL as well. Give this video a like, guys. Thanks for stopping by. Until next time, I am the FD Guru. Peace.